This is Deb Height, and this is ChamberChat, brought to you by the Emmetsburg Chamber of Commerce. And today we're talking with Jay Jurrens. Welcome, Jay.
Thank you.
You're great. It's great to have you here. Jay is the high school principal and media coordinator for Emmetsburg Community Schools, and today we're going to talk about something that he's very excited about. So, Jay, why don't you tell us about what our subject is today?
Sure. It's about our new, we call it Everywhere, Anytime Learning. We'll be implementing that next fall at the Emmetsburg Community School District. It'll involve every student in grades 9, 12 receiving their own laptop computer to have with them 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, probably 365 days a year. It also, though, includes each of our lower grades getting a computer cart with 30 computers on it just for that grade level. So, for instance, in the middle school, each grade has 2 sections, so our 7th grade teachers will have 30 computers on a cart that they can roll from classroom to classroom as they need to be able to use in their classroom every single day. It really is an exciting thing, Deb. I'm pretty excited to have it happen finally.
Yeah, I heard you talk about it the other day, and you were just like floating a little bit off the ground.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
So
yeah.
how long have you been working on this project?
You know, this has been something that really, several years we've been kind of floating with it, trying to make it happen. We really started intensely a year ago now, working with our staff, talking about how can they use this program, what are some ways technology will help them change what they do in their classroom. We wrote a plan last spring. We began some training in the fall with our teachers on different ways to use the technology, because we really don't want it to be just something the kids carry around and don't use in their class. We really want to see changes happen in the classroom. And so I'd say probably a year and a half, probably a good year intensely, and probably a couple of years kind of, building up to it.
Well, something like this takes a lot of planning, that's for sure.
It does. It does. There's a lot to go with it. We were very fortunate this year. We received a Palo Alto County Gaming Development Corporation grant, and that helped us upgrade our wireless network. We had a wireless network that was very adequate, but thanks to this grant, we've been able to upgrade it to be probably the best. What I tell everybody, we have the Cadillac of wireless networks now.
Isn't that awesome?
It really is. It really is.
He's been very instrumental in things, improvements that we can make throughout the county.
They really have, and in fact last year they kind of helped us out. We were able to buy 5 laptop carts with the grant we got a year ago, and that kind of helped our teachers see, what it really is about and what things they can do with them in their classroom. And it's interesting because we have 5 in the district now, 2 at the elementary school, 3 carts at the high school, middle school complex, and I'm going to tell you the teachers use them all the time. It's almost a battle, and we could use 10 right now, 10 carts, and they'd be used all the time. So the teachers are primed and ready, and they really are wanting more technology, and this is really going to let us help do that.
Great. So why is the district doing this?
Well, technology is everywhere. It's in our lives, it's in our students' lives, and I always tell my teachers, it's everywhere but at school. They all carry this great computer around with them that they can chat on Facebook, they can check whatever they need to check. It's everywhere we go, except schools we've been a little slow to adopt sometimes. It also, the way technology works is schools now have access to a worldwide plethora of information. You've probably seen some information on the bald eagle nest over in Decorah. 20 years ago, that would have been there and we'd have heard about it, but nobody would have been able to see it. Now we can go there live on the computer and we can watch and see what's happening and what it's like when those things are hatching. The technology that's out there lets us bring the world to our students, and not just Emmetsburg world, the entire world. And that's really a big piece of this, is how can we help our students expand their knowledge and expand what's available to them by bringing that to them through technology. And in addition, we know that students, they're bombarded with technology every day, from video games to television to satellite TV to everything around them is technology. We hope this will create a little motivation, a little engagement for them to get excited about school and some of the things they're doing.
Awesome. Sounds great. So are there any concerns as you start this program?
Well, I always think of this is kind of like a Lewis and Clark's journey, really. We're excited, we know where we're going, kind of, but you really don't know what it's going to look like when you get there. We certainly have things we want to see different and things we want to have happen when we implement these, but we know there are going to be bumps along the way. We're going to be coming along, and things are going to come up, as they do with anything when you do a large-scale implementation. Probably the big concern is teacher training. Teachers, it's new to them as well. Our students, they use technology. You give them a computer, they'll jump on and start pushing buttons till they figure it out. Teachers, they're not used to it yet. We call them, digital immigrants, and our students are digital natives. They're used to that. and so it's no big deal. And so we've been spending a lot of time working with our teachers, providing professional development, and we'll continue to do that next year. This month I'll be sending a number of teachers off to some districts who have been doing one-to-one programs so they can see exactly how the technology is used and what's it look like when every student walks in and sits down and has a computer in front of them. We do think we have the resources and we have the staff that's ready to face up to any challenges we have and find out what they are, not get overly excited, and correct them. Our grant this year, one of our things we've been concerned about has been our network. You know, you add, right now the district has about 400 computers. We're looking to add about that many more. When you double the number of computers on your network, you get really nervous. Can our network handle that? Well, thanks to our grant we received this year, I'm confident our network can now handle that. You know, so that's something we're trying to offset. But now we have to worry about the internet coming into our district. Is that big enough? You know, we're going to triple the size of it for next year, and hopefully that's enough, but I don't know. You know, if we have 200 kids and they all want to watch the Eagles nest at the same time, that's really going to tax our resources, and we just have to make sure we're ready for it.
You bet, it sure is. Well, I see you brought an example today. You want to show us that?
You bet. This is one we're thinking about here, and this is a computer created by Intel. We work with a company called Bytespeed to purchase it. It's what we call a convertible notebook, and what that means is it can act just like a laptop, and it looks a lot smaller to people, but actually the keyboard is 95% the size of a normal laptop keyboard, so it's not that small. I have 10 students trying it out right now. We're doing a blended class in chemistry, and those students each get to carry one of these around to try it out and let me know what they think. Have mixed reviews, you know, as I think with everything. They started the year with full-size laptops, and they didn't like those because they're too heavy. You know, kids, they carry them around. So they tried these, and most kids like them because they're a lot lighter. As an adult, I don't know about you, Deb, but my eyesight isn't as good, so the screen concerns me a little bit. But kids don't have issues with that, and they can make it larger on the screen if they need to. It is also convertible. That means it'll turn into a tablet computer as well. And so they can pull out and they can actually write and take notes on it, just as they would.
Seriously?
Yeah.
You can write right on the screen?
Right on the screen.
Oh, cool. I was wondering if you had people who weren't fast typists in some word, but if you can write on the screen, then that takes care of that.
And it'll actually convert your writing to typing.
How does the district plan to pay for this project?
Well, we have a thing called physical plant equipment levy.
Okay.
And the district has, the board is able to increase that by 33 cents per thousand, and that'll generate about $90,000 a year for our district. And that is enough to sustain this program down the road. Now, I know a lot of people think, oh boy, the district's raising taxes again, and that certainly is always a concern we have. On the plus side, though, because of the district's financial condition, we are actually lowering taxes this year. Right now, we're planning on lowering them $1.48 per thousand, and that includes this 33 cent increase.
Oh, that's a really good job.
And so it really is. Now, of course, you probably watch the news, the governor, the legislature, they're still kind of down with how much funding we're going to get next year. So that number could go up or down a little bit, but for the most part, taxes are going down well over $1 in the Emmetsburg district next year. And that's certainly got to be exciting for everybody.
Well, it does, and you know, people need to know that, because if they hear something like this project increasing it and they don't know that the flip side, that you're lowering it the first time, you know, then it makes it a little bit easier for them to grasp onto when they know that it's not going to cost them more at the treasurer's office.
Hopefully, yes.
That's right. Anyway, so you've talked before about how long these computers will they'll go with the student.
You bet. Kind of I guess talk a little bit about our plans. We really want the students, when they get this, we want them to feel like this is their computer. They own it. We're going to encourage them to put their music on it. We're going to encourage them to put their life on this, because the more they have ownership in it, the more I believe they're going to take better care of it. If they look at it as just something like a textbook, I just need it for school, well, then it's going to get tossed in the back of their car or their locker and things, as kids do, and adults do that too.
Sure.
Whereas we hope to have a program where when they come in as a 9th grader, we hand them a new laptop and they keep it until they graduate. And then at graduation, they have the option of purchasing it for probably some nominal amount like $20 or $25. And so at the end of 4 years, they'll have used this computer, they'll be able to get it at a very low cost when they're done, and it becomes their computer virtually. And so we're pretty excited to be able to offer that to our kids. Now, one of the things that does happen is we talk about the kids, you know, certainly accidents happen, things happen. These are pretty durable though, they're specially built for students. Some kids say, you know, they got a rubber covering, got a little handle here, they feel a little juvenile at times, but in this is a full-blown computer. This is as powerful as most any laptop anybody would have and can do all the things that they do. But it does have a rubber casing to protect it more. We've had a student already pour pop on it. Accidentally, something happened when they had it home, and had another student pour, if you're familiar with the Scentsy candles with the wax, had somebody pour one of those on top of the keyboard, and it hasn't damaged it at all.
Really?
Now, I don't like to talk about it too much, 'cause I'm going to be trying to see what they can do to damage it, but things happen, and we're certainly aware of that, and we will have an insurance policy to handle that, and there will be a deductible the students would have to pay when things happen. So, you know, talking about concerns and some of the things to go with it, I think that's something we've addressed as well.
It sounds like it does. And we all know accidents happen, so that's a good thing.
You bet.
Well, is there anything else you want to add today?
Well, you know, we've been working on it for a while now, and you know, there's always concerns and things that come up, but I think the students are pretty excited, the staff is really excited, and it's good to be a part of the Emmetsburg community where they are very supportive of this. You know, everybody we talk to, you know, it's all, boy, this is a great thing and we should do it, and some people said, geez, why didn't we do it before? You know, and really we just needed to make sure we're ready for it, make sure our staff is ready for it, we've got all the pieces in place, and I can say with confidence we do, Deb. It's ready to go.
Okay, sounds great. Well, we've enjoyed talking with Jay Jurrens today about the one-to-one program coming up for the school, and we thank you for joining us. This has been Emmetsburg Chamber Chat, brought to you by the Emmetsburg Chamber of Commerce, where we're working to make our town a better place to live, work, and play. Thank you.